with that. Let's get to it, baby. And you know what? I'm just looking at my phone. And let's see if my camera. Okay, that's good. I did start a little earlier, guys. I admit that. About 5 minutes earlier. But you know what? Who cares, right? Who cares? I'm gonna do something here. Who cares, right? So what you can possibly do is like, share, subscribe, whatever. And yeah. And you know what? I put my headset in. I'm going to do a little test here, guys. I'm going to do a little test before I start. Just a little test.
Too sweet! Sweet! Two!
Okay. I'm going to try out again.
Too sweet! Sweet! Two!
Now I'm going to try it. And then we're going to start.
Too sweet!
Alright, there we go. Let me just check something. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay. Okay. Anybody's allowed to join if they want. Alright, guys. So, Eternals. Some of you loved it, some of you hated it. I think you know where I stand. If you were listening to Ambassador's show, you know I liked the movie. I really liked the movie. And I know some people that I talked to did not like the movie. Thought it was boring. Thought it didn't make sense. There was a lot of plot holes. You know what? Oh, hey George, how are you doing? You could pop in, you know. I think you're. I'm sorry. But this movie is done. I'll just say this: when this movie is done, this movie has made me thought about the more of the future MCU. Look, every MCU movie makes you really think about the future, right? Right? What's gonna happen in the future? The MCU. What's the plan is? But this movie really has more than the others. It's more of a world building movie that probably dictate the future of the MCU more than the other movies. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Shang-Chi, the end credit scene, has something to tie in with the Eternals. The end credit scene, I'm going to spoil it with Captain Marvel, Mark Ruffalo's hawk and you see something is coming, like a beacon. Some people think it's Fin Fang Foom. And some people might be thinking it's another celestial. Maybe, I don't know, Galactus or something. I don't know. And hey, George, you could come in if you're doing well. I hope everything's doing well. I hope your family's doing well. I know about your uncle's passing. Okay. But I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that stuff with Galactus later because one of the writers talked about Galactus yesterday. Well, it was actually reported on Twitter yesterday. So Eternals. So what is Eternals? Basically a group of synthetic, I wouldn't necessarily call them robots, more like androids created by the Celestials to basically go to each planet until each planet from the beginning of humanity, or as for humans, or whatever planet. Hey man, right? So until a certain point where the emergence happens and a celestial is born, eventually destroying that planet, and the cycle continues with another planet. Now, it's a very basic premise. Very basic premise. So you got 10 Eternals, but all 10 Eternals is, it's good. All 10 Eternals is basically in flashbacks. Yeah, but apparently Olympia really didn't exist, right? Olympia was not really, it was more of a lab, right? Olympia. There's 10 Eternals, but all 10 Eternals appear together in the flashbacks. Cause I'm gonna spoil one of the Eternals is dies right at the beginning. So there's 10 Eternals and there's a Prime Eternal, technically the leader, appointed by Ursham the Judge, one of the Celestials. And that's Ajax, played by Salma Hayek. But the Eternals are from humanity from 7,000 years, so 7 millenniums. And they grew up with humanity as humanity advances. Right? From prehistoric ages to Babylonian times to some other times. As humanity progresses to a point where we are now, obviously. Where we are now. Now, as they go throughout these millenniums, they learn about how they cannot evolve in human affairs. You only can take out the deviants who are their enemies. Right? And it was, right? But they cannot evolve in humanity affairs. And actually got to them, especially Druid, because they saw what humanity over the years, what they've been doing to each other. Wars and stuff, conflict, that kind of stuff. And Druid, each Eternal has their own special power. Ajax could heal. Icarus, you could call it Superman of MCU. Marvel. Circe could morph matter into, not morph matter, but turn I guess it's matter, and turn things into a different object or whatever. Like she could turn stone into water or something, or water into stone, something like that. Druid could control minds and make people do what he says. Makari is a speedster. Gilgamesh. What is Gilgamesh? Is he just based on strength? I forget his power. Kango could shoot out stuff. I forget what that's called. What else is there? Thena. Psychic blade, not psychic blades, but could create her power as blades. Well, she's right. Phastos, technology. He's the one who gives humanity the gift of technology. And he might be... And who else is there? Sprite? Sprite is like a trickster illusion. Kind of like Loki a bit. But... And yeah, and they grew up, and it came to a certain point where they have to go all separate ways. We find out about Athena, that what happened, because they've been on other planets, and each time Athena's getting those memories back, and she couldn't hold it. So it's been turned out that they're sent there to a certain point where a Celestial could be born, right? And they grew to love humanity. Yeah, there's bad and good in humanity. It's all right. We got wars, conflict, but there's also good. That's what Ajax saw. That's what Cersei saw. So we get to the present. Cersei is it's London. She's dating Dane Whitman, played by Kit Harington. You know, famous from Game of Thrones as Jon Snow. And they're dating. Dane Whitman, yeah, you know, if you know comics, you know who he becomes. We'll get to that. And then all of a sudden, an earthquake happens in the class, and that's a sign of possible emergence or deviance and emergence happening. So they go. All of a sudden, a deviant attacks. It's late at night. A deviant attacks, and Icarus is introduced. You got Sprite, Icarus, and Cersei. Now they gotta go visit Ajax. And Dane Whitman, Harrington's character, was not in the movie. I'd say max maybe around 15 at best, 15 to 20. He's mostly in the beginning and about maybe 5 minutes at the end. And there's a little, and you just see him on the phone when it is later in the movie, on the phone talking to Cersei, and that's probably like a minute or two long. That's it. So he wasn't really in the movie all that long. They're setting him up for a bigger role in MCU. So Cersei, Icarus, and Sprite have to go to where Ajax is saying, who's a Prime Eternal, the one that Airstrom speaks to, and who she speaks to. They find her dead. Now they say it's the Deviants that did it, right? The Deviants that did it, right? Because the Deviants are back apparently. They thought they killed them all. Now they gotta go find the other Eternals. First they go find Kingo. Kingo, who's a Bollywood actor, made himself as a Bollywood. Yeah, I think Olympia didn't exist. You're right. I think Olympia didn't exist. Yeah. They had to go find Kingo, who's a Bollywood actor. Very famous. He made a whole persona for himself. And he had his assistant. It was pretty funny. And then they have to go find Thena and Gilgamesh. Now, Gilgamesh took Thena with them, so he could keep her on a watch, because she could be, if she loses her mind or whatever. What was it called? What was the term called in the movie? Jury? What about blind and brown? What was the condition called for Athena? I know. I remember specific. Well, I don't remember specific what it was called, but I know the condition. So Gilgamesh took Athena. This is Australia. They kind of solitude away from people. So if she loses that, if she gets that condition, she's very good. She's the best hand-to-hand combat Eternal on the team. Obviously, she's Thena, based off Athena. Don't call her Athena though. Athena's the goddess of war in Greek mythology. That's what her character is based off. Remember, each Eternal is kind of based off in mythology, each of gods or mythological heroes. Athena makes sense. Goddess of war or wisdom, and Athena, right? And then they have to go find Druid, because Cersei finds out the truth, like Ajax did, about what the plan is from the Celestials. And Cersei grew to love humanity and didn't want to go on that plan. They wanted to make sure that plan didn't happen and stop the emergence. So they go find Druid in the Amazon, and they get attacked by Deviants. And Crow was underutilized here big time. He's kind of the leader of the Deviants. He only had a few lines in this whole movie. He's underutilized, and he kills Gilgamesh. Right? And then so there's down to 8 Olympians. 8 Eternals. Then they go to find a ship that they come and call the Doma. That's a ship that apparently took them to Earth, right? And there's the Makari. And they come up with a plan how to save Earth and how to stop the emergence of the Celestial. The Celestial's timid, one of the Celestials. And it was pretty funny. There was a sword there called the Albany sword. The Albany sword that ties into it's not the sword is not there, but when I forgot who. I forgot which Eternal asked Athena. Is that the Albany sword, right? And she's no, that's Excalibur. And so it confirms that Camelot and King Arthur was in the MCU at one point. Now, the Albany sword, that's tied into this movie, and that's the ending doing with Dane Whitman. That's a fact. And I have my theories on that. My crazy theories. Yes, Sprite, thank you. Sprite, thank you. And now, Cersei tells him what to plan, and Cersei, obviously, in Icarus, throughout history, Cersei and Icarus had a romantic relationship. They've been together, and they got married for years. For not years, millenniums. And then they had to go to separate ways. And Icarus is still in love, but this guy is conflicted. Yeah, thank you. And Icarus is conflicted, right? Conflicted. What happened was they talked about the plan, and it turned out Icarus was the one who really killed Ajax, because Ajax told about Icarus about how she wants to stop the the premature emergence from happening, because she, like Cersei like Ajax, grew to love humanity and saw the good. And now the Thanos thing, I tell you why the Thanos thing, they didn't attack Thanos. Here's the real reason. Here's it. They could be snapped. It's possible. Here's the real reason. Infinity War and Endgame were all filmed at the same time. They didn't cast the Eternals till around the end of the finishing Endgame. That's the real reason they didn't help. And that's the real reason. And the Thanos, what happened was the Thanos with the snap, it kind of delayed the emergence. And then when the Avengers brought everybody back, when Hawk brought everybody back, everybody came back. And also the new people in the 5 years, let's be frank, obviously the population was evaporated by half. But in those 5 years, the remaining population still had children. They still made children, right? It was genocide, but it wasn't full. I can't believe I'm saying this. It wasn't full on genocide. No. He liked Eternals though, right? It wasn't really full on genocide. And that, once it came back, that really emergence come back faster stuff. Icarus, yeah. So Icarus is the one who turned out to kill Ajax, because he was loyal to the judge Arstrom, right? Or he's conflicted. He was conflicted too. You could see it in his eyes. Also, what happened was he needs to stop Icarus. And Icarus is Superman. And they do a pretty good job. So they go where the emergence is happening, where the volcanoes are. They're trying to stop Icarus. Icarus, right? They manage to get Icarus down, and then each character managed to go like this in the air, help out, right? To stop the emergence. And what happens is Icarus manages to break free. Sprite is a child, and he cannot. Well, technically she's not a child, but she only can stay in a childlike body. Was in love with Icarus. He was in love. She was in love with Icarus. Sorry, and she would do anything for him. So she had blind love for Icarus. Stabs Cersei in the back, but Cersei was able to recover. And continue the thing, and it was not able to continue the thing. And Icarus managed to break free from Phantos' ability, his technological ability. And Icarus was ready to like heat vision Cersei, his love, but he couldn't bring himself to do it because, in his mind, he loved Cersei still. Even though he couldn't really be with her, he loved Cersei still, and did the right thing. And for him, love conquered all for him. And gave up and decided to go against the Judge Arsham and continue with the Eternals. And stop the emergence from happening. In which he did. And Icarus, with his guilt, because you could tell he had felt guilty. But even though he did the right thing, he still felt guilty. Flew into the sun, like in the mythology. Flew out of space and through the sun. Now, obviously, he's not going to die. I think he's going to come back in some way. They stopped the emergence. Now, the Fastos, the homosexuality thing did not make it, to me, it was not a big of a deal. Yeah, they kissed in the movie. It was for a second. It's not a big of a deal. I mean, if you have a problem with your if you have a problem with that, then I'm sorry. Then you're definitely having issues with them, because that's been going around. That's been around in not just movies, it's been TV shows. I've seen two men kissing TV shows, even on comedy shows. It's been done before. Grow up. It's grow thick skin, man. It's not a problem. And you know what? The homosexuality thing, in his I guess his husband. I consider husband. Yeah, exactly. His gay kiss is nothing. You know what? They didn't really, they didn't play into that. They just a gay family. That's it, with a son. They didn't play into that. That wasn't what his story was in that scene was. Yeah, Tyron was crying. What that scene was, he just wanted to move on from life because he felt responsible for the atomic bombs on Hiroshima in 1945. You know, after World War II was declared over. And he wanted to move on to life. That was the whole reason. And he wanted to stop the emergence because he wanted to stay with, because for his family. The homosexuality thing had never played a part in that. Yes, he's gay. The character's gay. But that was never a plot point in the movie. You know what the kiss was? I'll tell you what the kiss was. If you watch a lot of movies and TV shows, especially stuff like that, when your spouse, your spouse is a hero or has to do something to save the world or to stop somebody, that's what the kiss was. That's what the kiss was, to tell you I love you. That's all it was. It's been done with heterosexual couples before. That's all it was. You know what I'm saying here, guys? That's all it is. It's like, what I have to point out, I see it in every movies and TV shows. When somebody has to go save the world or stop somebody from doing this and this, and then their spouse wants them to be careful, and they tell them they love each other. That's all the kiss was, showing how that they love each other. That's it. It's not because they're gay or straight or whatever or bi, whatever. That's all it was. Yeah, I know, man. Thank you. It's just... And so, let's get to the ending. I mean, that's my little rant on that. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't want to really... And the sex scene, I'll say this. The sex scene is getting a lot of press. Like, to me, that wasn't really a sex scene. That wasn't big of a deal either. They overblow this stuff, man. They overblow this stuff. What else is there? Okay, so we get to the ending. You see that they all go their separate ways, right? Dina, Mikari, and Druid decide to go look for other Eternals, because they know there's other Eternals now. They take the Doma. Where Cersei, Fastos, Sprite, and Kango live their regular life. Now Sprite was upset because she couldn't get older. She couldn't age, right? She's older, but she's like 7,000 years old, but she couldn't physically. She didn't look older, right? But now she has to Cersei be able to make her human because she became the Prime Eternal, and Sprite became human. Now she's going to school, stuff like that. Kingo talks about Sprite going to school, but then at the end, Cersei was talking to Dane Whitman again. They meet up, still dating. Dane Whitman was about to tell him a secret about his truth about his family, and Cersei knows about his uncle that they don't talk. If you know about his uncle, I'll tell you why. But the after credits scene. But as he's about to tell the truth, which I think Cersei, I think the Eternals have, I think Cersei really knows who Dane Whitman really is, who Dane Whitman and his family history really is. I just think that's possible. I'll tell you my theory on that why. As Dane Whitman's going to tell the truth about his family history, Cersei gets pulled with the other Eternals from Earth. From Earth, he was not happy. Now he'll judge Earth to see if Earth can stay or not. And then the other, so that's basically the end of the movie. But you get the classic scenes with the Doma, Thena, Druid, and Makari, and they get approached by Pip, who's being played by Patton Oswalt, and then all of a sudden you see Star Fox, played by Harry Styles from One Direction. Now Star Fox is the brother of Thanos. They don't mention it after credit scene, but if you know comics, he's the brother of Thanos. Mad Titan. Why is the reason why they don't look like each other? Why Star Fox looks like a human and Thanos is purple? Well, in MCU, we don't know, but in the comics, Thanos is, I think, eternal with a deviant deviant gene. And that's the reason why he's purple and stuff. I don't know if they'll explain that. I don't know if they'll explain that whenever the next time we see Eternals and Star Fox. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe that's it. Maybe that is the reason Thanos also in the MCU is purple. That he might possibly he's a Eternal with a deviant dream, an Eternal, or yeah. Or maybe he's like yeah, they did. You're right. Maybe he's I don't know, but I don't know what they could do with the MCU Thanos. I don't know if he's a demon or possibly he's eternal. No, he actually grew up though. He grew up, right? It's Untitled and stuff. So he must have been young. I don't know what to do with Thanos. You know. I don't know what they could do honestly, because in the comics he's eternal with a deviant gene, right? I don't know what they could do. I mean, I don't think they're bringing Thanos back. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what? We could have theories on that. I think whenever that Star Fox and the Eternals come back, you have to explain how he's the brother and why he does not look like anything like Thanos. Yeah. It's possible. It's possible. And then we see another scene with Dave Whitman at his uncle's estate. I heard rumors they might bring Thanos back. I heard that too. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good idea, but I heard rumors about that. So Dave Whitman's uncle's estate and the Albany Blade here. So you don't know Dave Whitman's family history was the Black Knight since Sin Percival during Arthur's time. So if you know the Excalibur, right? Excalibur, Merlin made Excalibur, the sword and stone, whatever. But Merlin also made another sword, which is called the Albany Blade, and gave it to one of Arthur's knights. Now, it's not one of the most well-known knights, but it's a Sir Percival, or I think that's his name, and that's Dave Whitman's ancestor, and that sword's been passed through generations and generations of the Whitman's family. And that sword, though, that sword is a dangerous sword because that sword has magical ability to make you want revenge or bloodlust, right? It corrupts you. And eventually, you're not a hero anymore. It makes you to a villain. It can make you to a villain. That's why Dave Whitman's so hesitant to pick up the sword because he knows what a sword can do, and that's what happened. Yeah, it makes the user evil. Thank you. That's what happened to his uncle. That's why he doesn't talk about his uncle, because he knows his uncle, when he was with the Black Knight, he turned to evil and he became a villain. That's why Albany is so hesitant and. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm agreeing here. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. That's why he didn't want to pick up the sword. And when he looked in the mirror and he said, "And he hear the voice, are you ready? Are you ready for that?" Or something like that, paraphrasing. And it's been confirmed as Blade. So Blade, not with his first appearance per se in terms of physical appearance, but voice appearance, I guess it's called. Voice is in the movie or in the after credit scene. So I have a crazy theory. Blade knew his uncle or Sir Percival. Possibly Blade lived for centuries during times of Camelot, and maybe there was vampires during Camelot. And Blade in the Black Knight at the time had teamed up to kill some vampires. That's why he knew about the Albany sword and why his family history. I don't know, man. Like I'm just theorizing here, guys. It's just my theory. I don't want somebody writing an article getting this information from AWO. The source comes from AWO saying Blade, there's gonna be vampires. That Blade fought with black Date Women's ancestor during Camelot or something like that. I don't want that to be they'll be in the Blade movie or mention the Blade movie or in the Black Knight movie. I don't want some reporter or some scooper to get it off from me because I'll just deny it. I'll just say to people. No, it's just my theory. I have no evidence to back it up. I'm just seeing what I see from the theater, like from the movie. I'm just theorizing here, right? Like what do you guys think? Do you think it's possible that Blade fought with Dane's ancestor and back during the Camelot times, during maybe there's possible vampires were during around Camelot time? Because obviously there's definitely were vampires back then, right? It had to be. Because that'd be hilarious though. You know what's funny? I didn't know Kingle knew a young Thor. It could possibly be that. That's a strong possibility. So that's the movie. Yeah, I spoiled it for you guys. But it's been 6 days, guys. Get it? 6 days. Now, I want to discuss... before we get to the future MCU, let's discuss some other Marvel stuff that recently came out. So yeah, okay, we're going to get to the leaks. I did a bunch of videos on the leaks. I know you saw them. John Campea. Now, if you ever seen the pictures, step away for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, because I'm gonna spoil them. So John Campea leaked pictures on Monday. It was Monday, and that broke the internet about Spider-Man No Way Home. And he thought it was not real. I'll tell you briefly. There's 2 pictures. On the left, I'm not going to show you the pictures. I could get in trouble. I'm not going to show you the pictures. On the left, he showed Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Tom Holland Spider-Man all standing basically side by side to each other. Basically with their mask off. All of them with their mask off. And I don't think they're fake. And what Grace Randolph said they're real, but you know that's Grace Randolph. I think they're real based on legit people who have sources that are legit in that expertise, whatever. Experts or trusted, and they went off, Campea and stuff like that. So I think there's possibly, I think they're most likely. I'm saying 95% real. But the other picture was a table, right? There was a table, and there was 4 people sitting around the table. It was a round table. Happy Hogan, Aunt May, Tom Holland, Spider-Man, and the 4th person, Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox, and yes, it was Charlie Cox, Matt Murdock. Now, I'm going to theorize this here, that scene. They're sitting at the table going over the case of Tom Holland Spider-Man being framed for the death for killing Mysterio. That's the only reason you have a lawyer, right? So they're going over what they can do, what the plans are, how they could proceed with Tom Holland Spider-Man going to court, right? So that's what it is. That's what I think. Yeah, it looks too good to be fake. I know, it has to be real. That's what basically that table scene looks like they're going over what they could possibly do with Tom Holland, Tom Spider-Man. Yeah, ironically, you're right. He did play Foggy. You're right, he did. Good at pointing it out. That'd be hilarious. Thank you, that's hilarious. But that broke the internet. I made a few videos. I made about 3 videos. A short video about a minute long. And I made a 5-minute long video because I just had to. And then I made a video later tonight about Grace Randolph. Because Grace Randolph had to say something on Twitter about it. I made a video about that. And Campea goes the next day on his YouTube channel. And I'll get to the joke. Let me see if I can find it. I hope I don't get in trouble. Let me see if I can find it for you guys. You know what I'm looking for. You guys know what I'm looking for. You know what I'm gonna look for. So he goes on YouTube channel. And the first thing, he doesn't talk about it. It takes some time. He talks about his usual topics of the day, and then he talks about it. And he has his crazy theories about what possibly could happen. And I'm like, John, you said you don't post scoop stuff like that. John's admitted he doesn't post scoop stuff like that. I'm like, John, you should know better. If you're not 100% sure they're real, don't put them on. You're a movie pundit. You're somebody that you have over 200 subscribers. You get 3,000 to 4,000 people watching your stream a day. Maybe I'm over exaggerating. I know he gets over 2,000 a day watching. You are like, yeah. There's a lot of people that don't like it. There's a lot of people that hate you. I have no problem with you. I have no problem with John Campea. I agree and I dislike. I have no problem with John Campea. But someone in his stature and his experience working with Collider, AMC, whatever, should know better than just to post something that's not 100% sure. That he should know. It's like, let me see if I can find that video. It's really basic common sense. Right? I mean, like somebody, I wouldn't post something on Twitter if I'm 100% sense. Oh yeah, I post some fake rumors on Twitter as a joke. I have no backing on that. But I'm not. But you know what? I'm a nobody to John Campea. I'm a nobody. So nobody would care. But if I'm a somebody, if I was a somebody who has a recognition, then I'll get in a lot of shit for posting fake rumors. Trust me. And look, I make fake rumor videos on my YouTube channel just for the fun of it. I do it for fun, for satire. I do it to mock some wrestling. I do it to mock some wrestling guy, Wrestling News Now. Make some fake like this guy makes some fake wrestling rumors that don't even remotely have any creative evidence, and I'll make some other fake rumors about the MCU and Disney. DC. I made some Becky Lynch as Elsa Bloodstone. Topher Grace's Venom is gonna be in the Venom 3. The Rock's cousin is gonna be Lobo. I make stuff for the fun of it, and I admit it. I make it up as satire, as jokes. Okay. I'm gonna. Here we go. Now this is Tuesday, right? Remember this? If you're still here, I think you know about the show. Sorry.
Toby, and the light source is hitting the right side of his face. And I can't believe I'm about to say this. I never thought I would say this in my entire online career. But look closely at Tobey Maguire's dick. Toby, and the light source is hitting the right side of his face. And I can't believe I'm about to say this. I never thought I would say this in my entire online career. But look closely at Tobey Maguire's dick. Toby.
Oh, no, but, yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, oh my god. And I know the context. I know the context of what he's trying to say there, because he thought it was fake because of that lighting. I'm like, I don't know, man. Campea, come on. And it's so, yeah, it's so really stupid. And look, George. Look, I know some people with the leaks and stuff are really. This got them. I know a lot of people got them really excited to see the Spider-Man, Daredevil in the film. It makes them more excited to see the movie. I'm gonna see it. You know what? They didn't need to show that. I'm gonna see Spider-Man no matter what. To be honest, that's my opinion. But I want guys in your comments. When was the last movie that got so much stuff coming out and so much hype about? Was it Endgame? Do you think it was Endgame? I think it was Endgame. Fuck, it has to be Endgame. I know he's teasing us with juicy pictures, but I bet now he has to get permission to release them. And he has to say, these are real, I got confirmation. Just don't post them. One day I'll be big as Campea. One day, you watch, I'll be big as Campea. But really, he has to, he should just know better. Okay, maybe I just shit on him in my videos, right? Maybe I just shit on him a bit. Because I was frustrated, I was pissed off. I don't know, maybe I do like the element of surprise at times, you know? Like the Blade thing was a surprise. I do like the element of surprise. Now I heard there's two after credit scenes for Spider-Man, if I'm correct. I forgot where I saw that in a tweet somewhere, I don't know. But, I'll say this. When the second trailer comes out for Spider-Man, they gotta release something with those 3 Spider-Mans or something. They gotta do something. Now Now, because now we know they're all in it, and at least the good news is Kristen Dunst is not in it. Kristen Dunst and Mary Jane's not in it. Yeah, even George, even if it's fake, he still shouldn't have. Yeah. And I hope John does. I mean, the guy is like 40 something. He should realize his mistake. No, it's been confirmed she's not in it. It's been confirmed she's not in it. George, it's been confirmed. And just to piss people off. I hope I don't get in trouble for this.
National Bank is committed to reducing its own greenhouse gas emissions by 25% by the end of 2025. Building a better future for our children. Take action today. National Bank.
Wow, great reflexes. Thanks.
No problem.
Hey, you have blue eyes. I didn't notice without your glasses. You just get contacts?
Yeah, okay, that's enough. Even that scene is still a decimal distress. No. You know what I like about the past Spider-Man movies? The Amazing Spider-Man and No Way Home ones, or the Homecoming ones? Is that Gwen Stacy and Michelle Jones, MJ, or Zendaya, or whatever, Zendaya. They're not decimal distress. They actually help. Right? They actually help. Also, guys, let's go to some Marvel news. And then, where did I have my description below? Oh yeah, Miss Marvel is being moved to Q4 of 2022 with Andor, the Star Wars TV series on Disney Plus. Now, I have a theory they want to move the show. I heard somebody say it's a mess. They want to move the show to get it closer to a release date for the Marvels. If you know, the Marvels has been moved to 2023. And Q4 is around the summertime. Well, I don't know. July, September, around that time. And have a few more months before the Marvels. And yes, my phone's... I think it's a good chance we're going to get She-Hulk and Moon Knight early next year. I think She-Hulk's going to be first. I think we're going to get She-Hulk early 2022. But we'll see, because we got the Disney Plus thing tomorrow. Oh, George, he's in it. I'm 100% sure he's in it. You know, a good friend Andrew Casali will watch for sure if he's not in it, though. And so let's get to Henry Cavill, guys. So Henry Cavill wants to return as Superman, and he says there's still a lot of storytelling for him to do. Which I agree if they kind of not done like the DCU. I know this is Marvel stuff, but DCU has really not done well with Henry Cavill. I don't know what's going up with him. Like, what the hell's going with Henry Cavill? We just got him in this 3 movies. They could. Oh really? Yeah. Yeah, Andrew. Huh? Henry, I don't know. That's Warner, right? They really had to bring Henry Cavill back. I mean, like, but that's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna get this from GameSpot, okay? This is from GameSpot. All right. Henry Cavill talks about playing Superman again and the MCU character he wants to play. Actor Henry Cavill may not be finished playing Superman. He also discussed how he might be able to join the cinematic universe. Speaking to the Hollywood Reporter, said he sees an opportunity for a future Spider-Man project to dig into character's psyche and show people who he really is. Okay. Yeah, I know this. Yeah, that's important, but this is not... Okay. If it doesn't work out, we'll skip that. If it doesn't work out, Cavill said he would love to be considered in the role in the MCU film. Maybe he would play Captain Britain. Captain Britain is Braddock, right? Brian Braddock? Braddock. I'm never going to say a Marvel character that is already played by someone else because everyone's doing such an amazing job. However, I have the internet and I've seen the various rumors about Captain Britain, and there will be loads of fun to do. My last version of that, like the way they modernized Captain America. Cavill said there's something fun about that, and I do love being British. So obviously this is an interview because his show, Witcher, is right, whatever. So if the Superman stuff doesn't happen, whatever, I don't know what's going on, but he may jump ship to the MCU, and he wants to play Captain Britain. Captain Britain. If you don't know who Captain Britain is, Psylocke's brother, Elizabeth Braddock, is Psylocke's brother from X-Men. Now, there's nothing has been concrete. There's nothing. We don't know. We know the X-Men are coming to the MCU at one point. We know Captain Britain has not been announced. But, if they announce a Captain Britain sometime in the year, people are going to theorize, is Psylocke going to happen? Is Elizabeth Braddock going to end up in the MCU? Like, kind of like it did, right? With Elizabeth Olsen and Aaron Taylor Johnson's Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. And now Aaron Taylor Johnson is going to be in the Sonyverse, which is as a Craven Hunter, which is some ways connected to the MCU, but the multiverse stuff played an effect in that. Right? So I think it'll get people theorizing about Psylocke if Captain Britain does get an interview, a cast or whatever, at some point. Be like, is this an introduction to more X-Men? If the rumors of Multiverse of Madness of Xavier appearing, is that a concrete proof that X-Men is coming quicker than what people think? And with Captain Britain, which I don't know if it's gonna be announced, will Psylocke come? It's like, I'll be honest with you, I did not like Age of Apocalypse. I thought it was a terrible movie, and Psylocke in that movie was wasteful. She wasn't. It was just bad. She was bad. Like Olivia Munn. It wasn't Olivia Munn's fault. I'll just say that. There's a lot of good actors and actresses in that movie, but none of them could make that movie good. None of them were able to make that movie good. You have sometimes bad movies, but with great actors, that could sometimes carry a bad movie. This movie, even the best actors couldn't carry the movie. And Living Munch Psylocke did nothing, which is just that was his like she just looked like she had the abilities of Psylocke and that's it. And she was even brought back for a sequel, right? For Phoenix. I'm sorry, I was just reading something. So yeah, I know my friends who are like in the Snyderverse one. I love to see Cavill come back for Superman like too. I mean, he could do both. He could do Superman. He could do the DCU and Marvel. He could do both. Come, right? He could do both. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see him come back as Superman. Because I think it's right. They could do more with him. They should have done more with him. But you know what? The DCU, Warner Brothers, they have their direction. Which I think they're getting on track a little bit. But for the years and years, they had no direction. No direction. Remember One Direction, no direction? Also, okay, let's see what else. Okay, what else? Is there any more? Oh yes, X-Men. If you love X-Men, you love the '90s X-Men, and I did like X-Men was it Evolution, but the '90s X-Men was the bomb, right? It was such a great show. So now there's reports of an X-Men animated series, possibly being on Disney Plus. For 2023, being developed for Disney Plus in 2023. Fucking love it. I hope. I want to see this. I hope it's similar like to the 90s X-Men. But it's animated, guys. It's not live action animated. I hope they have all the classic X-Men characters. Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, Beast, whoever. You know the X-Men. Xavier, Magneto, whatever. And a voice actor. Hugh Jackman to voice Wolverine. Can you imagine to get Hugh Jackman to voice Wolverine? People's heads will explode if they got Hugh Jackman to voice Wolverine. I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. But can you imagine? Can you the thought of Hugh Jackman possibly voicing Wolverine? Or maybe Patrick Stewart voicing Professor Xavier. No, I think let me. Yeah, animation series. Yeah. Development to Disney. But this is for 2023. Maybe we'll get some sort of announcement tomorrow. The Disney Plus show, whatever. I forgot the name. Yeah, the Disney Plus show tomorrow. They're not the show tomorrow on Disney Plus. It's not live, guys. 9 a.m. The stuff will go up. The videos will go up, but it's not live. Remember, they said it's not live. But I'm looking forward to that, guys. I'm looking forward to the Marvel and Star Wars stuff. I hope. I expect announcements on She-Hulk, Moon Knight, stuff like that. Multiverse Madness. And I'm worried about Black Panther too. They're not. I don't think there's anything about there. I'm worried about Black Panther because of Letitia Wright. They're gonna finish that film. But once they're done the film, they're gonna cut ties with her. Look, she was a standout. She might be the standout in the first film, but she's not big. She's not a well-known actress. Like, she's been in some stuff, but she's not like. She's not Tony Stark. You know, I mean, Robert Downey Jr. She's not like that. So I think they're gonna. If they make a third movie, I think she's gone. Or if she's gonna be or if you're gonna do other crossovers, I don't think she's gonna be in them. Because of her possibility of what she's doing to the production. I know she's hurt, but if the other thing is serious, yeah, okay. The future MCU. Okay. And thank you for everybody who's watching this. It's actually been a pretty good stream. So, you know what? Eternals has got me more thinking about the future of the MCU. Really has. Because Eternals has really broadened my my view of the Marvel Universe, or in the MCU universe, Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because now we're going to more world building in space now, right? More of a mythological, cosmic, right? Yeah, we did get a few in the first three phases. You do get a few cosmic, space-oriented kind of movies, like Guardians, and a little bit of Captain Marvel. But that was most of the movie Captain Marvel took place on Earth. I guess Thor could be considered that, but that took place on Earth also. Well, the first one, second one a little bit on Earth. The third one did not take place on Earth at all. We know that. But now, possibly, Galactus is coming, right? Galactus is coming. Celestials, the Deviants, Eternals, they set up possible Galactus coming in the future as the big bad. Now, my thinking is, they're not going to have, it's not going to be 10 years building up to Thanos. It's not going to be a 10-year, like, Infinity Saga. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's gonna be more of a short-term big bad, or multiple big bads. I think Kang is one of them. I think Galactus will be one of them. And that's all I know so far. Look, there's rumors of Mephisto. I don't know. Maybe when they get the supernatural stuff running up, we got Blade, Werewolf, maybe Moon Knight. Maybe when they get more supernatural stuff running up, Mephisto could appear. No, I don't think it's a Spider-Man No Way Home. I could be wrong. I do think in the next 2 to 5 years, we will get Ghost Rider in the MCU. And yes, there was a Ghost Rider in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I'm talking about Johnny Blaze's Ghost Rider, and I do want it to be Nicolas Cage. So I think they're setting up. We got we got 4 movies this year. Doctor Strange, Thor: Love and Thunder. Black Panthers this year still. Also, we got the Sony and MCU, the Spider-Man stuff. So it looks like they're converging the multiverses, the Sony and MCU Spider-Man verse into one universe or something like that. Connecting that some way, you're connecting the Sony Spider-Man verse into the MCU, or possibly other whatever, due to the maybe Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So we'll get Venom probably in MCU in some way. Also, And I don't agree with Campea on here saying that this will be the last movie that Spider-Man will be in the MCU and he's going straight to Sony. I don't believe that for a second. I think he's staying. I think the Sonyverse and MCUverse will converge together, and I do think I don't think I know. Okay, I just know that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is still going to be the MCU. There's the Marvel or the Disney, they can still use Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Why would they let him go? Really? They're not going to let him go. The only time this possibly would happen was in the deal with Sony Disney had in 2019 that's expired. And possibly that was the only time it could have happened. But they got a deal done to continue using Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the MCU. So I don't think so I disagree with Campea there. I do think I just know Spider-Man's going to stay in the MCU. It's not going to become the Homecoming series. Maybe it'll be Spider-Man the College series. I don't know. I'm just having fun. But yeah, guys. I wish I had more people. I wish some people came on to talk about it, but it's okay. I was going to head off anyway. I wanted to do this for an hour. But actually, it was overall a good stream. I'm going to check out Disney Plus tomorrow and comment about that. I might make a stream or a video about Saturday. I have no clue. Saturday I might be busy. I might do a video game stream Saturday, but Saturday because I'm gonna watch Full Gear. Okay. So if I do a stream, it's gonna be earlier. Tomorrow it's gonna be something on Disney Plus, the Disney Plus stuff. I might make a stream about Disney Plus stuff in the afternoon. I don't know. Maybe again at 3 o'clock this time. But yes, what I think about you guys. Is what I think.
Too sweet! Sweet! Too sweet! Too sweet!
Sorry about that. Huh. But yes. I think so. I'm gonna say yes. Oh, remember, if you're in the East Coast, the stuff on Disney Plus is dropping at 9 a.m. It's not live stream, because they wouldn't do a live stream at 9 a.m. Guarantee you that. Eastern time. So if you're in the East Coast, it's going to be, the stuff is dropping at 9 a.m. 6 a.m. Pacific time. So yeah. Because, I'll just say it again. If they would not be doing a live stream at 9 a.m. Just to let you guys know. So now, like, share, subscribe to my channel. Check out my friend's channel. Check out RJ's channel. Check out Saggy's channel. Check out Ambassador's channel. Mad Max's channel. Check out George's channel. George, you know what? George, I'm gonna make you a mod, my friend. No. Why can't I make you a mod? Here we go. You know, I thought I made you a mod before. I'm sorry. So check out. Yes, I said Saggy's, Max's, RJ's, Ambassadors, George. You could pin your channel in here if you want. Shout out to Eddie. I know he's getting a hard time. He's dealing with a lot of stupid, annoying shitheads. And shout out to Brian, Master of None. Shout out to Rhea. Yeah, I know I'm doing shout outs. Shout out to Poindexter's Lounge. Shout out to Enosh. Thoughts and prayers with him. He just lost his grandmother. Thoughts and prayers to his family. Thank you, George. And yeah, you know what? Shout out to everybody. Everybody gets a shout out. I mean, Oprah. Everybody gets a shout out. You get a shout out. You get a shout out. So yeah, guys, make sure to subscribe to that AWO. I'm sorry, AWO. Therefore is out. So yeah, enjoy whatever Disney tomorrow.